Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lower Bracket Round 2, Day 2. I am Jen, and I'm here joined with my amazing co-caster, Ghosty. Hello, Ghosty. Welcome in. How have you been?
I've been very good, Jen. It is so nice to be in the casting booth with you again. It has been a hot minute, and what a good game slash match we had tonight to continue our casting journey with Artist on ARP, per usual map, and a very nice one for Artist. Has a nice mid-section to watch for crosses, and as we can say with crosses, we've run into Dej up on our, I believe this is, if I'm not incorrect, 10 or no, this is our 8th side of the map going in towards Shack. But yeah, we've got our first chase starting onto Dej at our makeshift Shack, and we're just holding distance. Oh, it's been a very nice zoning killer and a nice tag onto Dej. Gen, we're off to a really fast start, but those gens are whirling in the background. What are our thoughts so far?
Yeah, absolutely. As we can see, Unsocial for Obscura is currently on killer at the moment with Scarlet Survivors at the moment. They are over at what looks like two side. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not on the map, so I cannot get myself situated appropriately. But we do see that there is possibility of two generators maybe popping. I believe they actually may be doubling that in the background. However, Merit is on, no, that is three separate generators. We are going to see a 3 generator pop with one hook stage. Ghosty, these, like, our Scarlet Survivors, oh my goodness, they have absolutely been smashing those generators in the background, while Dage has been really focusing, taking Unsocial all the way up to the top end of the map. How are we feeling about this as we see Unsocial throwing off 3 crows heading down bot side, trying to watch for that cross?
Honestly, a very strong start for our Scarlet Survivors. 3 generators all popping for Deja's first down is an incredible start. But with the midsection being narrow, it does mean that Unsocial can block the cross to try of them trying to get Dej off the hook. So I don't think they would want them to go second. We do see that LV Duck and Chief are working some generators as well still, so the gen pressure is honestly piling up at the moment. I would be terrified if I saw 3 gens pop for my first stage, but it does look like poor Dej is going to be left to second, so it looks like the Scarlet Survivors may be trying to opt to maybe try and get as many gens possible for Dej's death, potentially, and possibly just take a 3 out for 3 stages, but we do actually see Dej has been unhooked. A nice sneak in by one of our Scarlet Survivors, and it does mean that everyone is off generators at the moment, but with that initial gen pop, it does mean that we can take chase all the way back down to the top side of the map, and then just work on our top side gens. It looks like Sparking Merit has come in for some hit takes onto Dej. Really nice to see. Try and extend Dej's life and make sure that they definitely can make it to the top side of the map away from, I'd assume, the remaining generators. And honestly, this is beautiful Survivor teamwork right now. Really trying to make it so that Dej has the longest chase possible, even eating the birds so that poor Unsocial just does not have the power. This is beautiful to see, and we're now onto Shack, dropping that pallet, making sure that we can jiggy away from that. And it looks like Unsocial might actually be dropping chase here. This is interesting, Gen, but I do agree that it could be a very smart play to try and stop that last gen from popping. We see our bottom mid-gen is, sorry, top mid-gen is whirring at the moment. And that's one of the remaining generators we have to complete. So as much as, yes, we don't have our tunnel out secured, I think we may be playing for some extra fresh sages, Jen. What do you reckon our win result's going to be from this? Because Scarlet Survivors are honestly firing on cylinders at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see that we have a bit of a 3 gen. We've got our top mid, 12, and I believe that was 2 from memory looking at the auras of the generators in the background. So anything could still kind of happen here. We may be able to increase our stages to possibly be maybe a 5 stage if things go in Unsocial's favor here. Possibly, like, could even reach to a 6 stage if he's able to, like, try and hone in on these generators.
I think 6 stages is definitely a reasonable result. We do seem to have a hit take coming in. I think that may be Chief, our Adam in the background, but unfortunately he wasn't able to get in front of Unsocial and body block for LV Duck. So unfortunately Duck will be getting hooked up on our one side of the map. And this will secure our third stage of the game and our second fresh, which is still really, really good. And there is still the possibility that we could potentially get Duck off the hook as well. I do believe, yes, we do have a gate over on our, I think that's our, well, that's I think our 10 side, but in saying that, our survivors might actually be looking at just taking the outs here. Quite happy with the possibility of 3 stages? No. I think Dave might actually be crossing back up to maybe take the death for Dark. We are getting a reset onto Dave. And I think this is a really smart play by Scarlet Survivors. Chief getting jiggy with it, showing off the dance moves, but if Dave is able to take a death for Duck, and Duck does manage to get out alongside Merit and Chief, this will be a really, really powerful play by Scarlet Survivors and a really good result, because that would only mean that we have 4 stages 2 fresh on the board. We do see Dave and Chief are going in for the unhook. Looks like we have all 3 survivors here. I'm intrigued to see how Unsocial handles this. This is a lot of pressure, but we do need to make sure we get Duck off the hook before they go second. We do. Dage. Duck taking the protection hit for Dage as well. Duck can still go down for the team, but it does mean that they do have Adam. Chief can body block even for Dage as well, and also Merit's still up as well with a health save. We might be 4 outing here. What an incredible turn of events for Scarlet, and we get the 4 out. We are locking in 3 stages 2 fresh. What an incredible turnout for Scarlet Survivors, Jen. What are your thoughts on this matter?
Absolutely. Scarlet Survivors played this exceptionally well. They kept the pressure on the generators, doing a beautiful, beautiful 3 split. Even though Unsocial did have a bit of a 4-gen up top side, but Scarlet Survivors were able to really, really pressure bot side generators. And perfect 3 gen pop pretty much in sync. That was amazing to see.
So that was beautiful. I have no more words for that. Like, honestly, very well played by Scarlet Survivors. Definitely putting the pressure onto Obscura, but in saying that, we did see a beautiful performance by Scarlet Survivors. Who's to say that we won't see the same from Obscura?
Absolutely. Like anything can happen. Honestly, as we've seen, there has been quite a fair few matches that we think that it might go one way, but it goes a completely different way to what we've expected. So anything can literally happen when it comes to perkless matches, honestly.
It's going to be interesting to see, though. But I think with
Absolutely.
that, I think we're in for a short intermission, aren't we, Jen?
Yes, we will be going into a very short intermission where we will see Scarlet Killer with Obscura Survivors up next. So stay with us, we won't be long. And welcome back, everyone. We are on to match 2 of set 1 with Lemon on Artist for Scarlet and Obscura Survivors. Welcome back in, Ghosty. Are you feeling refreshed after that short intermission we had?
Oh, I am fired up and ready to go with what I believe was a 4-stage 2 fresh result from Obscura's Killer Unsocial. It's going to be very tough, I think, for Scarlet to lose a set, but anything is possible with Perkless and add-onless Lockdown League Season 1. So I'm interested to see how they play this set. We have caught off, speaking of the Devil, and they shall appear Unsocial, our previous killer from Obscura, in our first chase. Does manage to clear the birds in time though, so we won't be taking an ender tag, which is really good, meaning we do manage to get to Shack for our first chase. The bird has been placed though, but we do manage to clear, so no snipes happening yet for Lemon. I'm interested to see if we do get some snipes. A very clean hit through Shack on the other side of Shack pallet, but with it being dropped, we can take chase back over to the 5 side of our map. So this is a very, very spicy start to the match. I do believe we have this pallet down still. Yes, we do, but Artis, as it's known, is a very strong zoning killer, able to push these survivors away from resources with the power of the birds. And not being able to blind the birds anymore with flashlights, and also it being removed means we can't clear them away to reactivate loops. But Unsocial's doing an incredible job here right now with their first chase. Even Wiz being injured early, extending their chase for quite some time at the moment, but we are running a bit low on resources. I think, yes, we do have a filler pallet on our 5 side of the map still, so thankfully we still do have something to play, but we are in that clothesline side. We managed to dodge it, but we get the M1 through as well. Very nice down for Lemon, but also a very good chase for Unsocial Gen. We should have some motors working in the background, but this looks to be a basement hook. This could be a bit tough, and Unsocial may not see the light of day again. What do you thought?
Yeah, that was an exceptional chase just then by Unsocial. We do see, looking at the auras here, we've got a nice, actually, never mind, Caster's Curse. I was about to say, we've got a nice 3-gen up top, but we don't anymore. So we've got a gen looking at 11 and 2. We've got 1 back down around 4 side. And I believe the last one, I think, if I remember correctly, was around Shack. We're taking chase here at the moment up in main. Unsocial still down on basement. Hook at the moment, just being unhooked now as we get the hit on Viper, heading back over towards our... What side am I on? I am on... oh my goodness, I am getting turned around.
Yeah, I think we're at 10
we are on 10. It completely confuses me when I'm sitting here like watching and not actually in. So I do apologize if I give the incorrect clock comps here. Viper just being put on hook, so we have 2 hook stages, 2 generators left, with another 2-3 hooks needed to secure the win. How are we feeling Lemon can do with this?
I do think Lemon is still quite well in this map. We do have Viper on a hook at the moment, and Lunar is now in chase as well. Our Renato taking chase up through to main, and we are going to get tagged at the window vault, but that's not the worst case. With Lemon being on the inside, we do have to vault the window, which means we do make some distance over towards our 2 side of the map, but 3 stages remaining to be needed. It's still looking alright for Lemon at the moment. Ooh, we win our 50 on the TNLs, but I don't think we make it through the window. No, we don't, so we will be getting our 3rd fresh hook on the board, meaning we only need 2 more stages on the board to take this set. And with that being said, Lemon literally at this point could just sit by this hook and chill for the rest of the match, because if our poor Renato dies, that will be win condition met. So our survivors definitely need to be looking at making sure that they get this Renato off the hook. And it does seem like, unfortunately for Lemon, he has a very bad split on the generators. The survivors have done incredibly well making sure that we do not have any 3 gens for our last gen popping remaining, so they're in a very good position. I actually don't know, honestly, where this could go. Lemon is getting very close to hitting that win condition, but the survivors are in a very strong position with this gen split. Having a generator all the way down at the bottom of the map and all the way up in the top corner as well, that is basically unholdable. Even for a killer like Artis being able to send crows completely cross map from one point to the other, they can still cleanse more than enough time. We do get birds back onto Renato. This is actually really good for Lemon. If we can get a quick down here onto Renato and camp out this hook, we will be taking this set out. Unfortunately, we miss the birds, and we do get the M1, but oh, borrowed time. The endurance was still up, but he is still crow, so it could still be down, and it is a beautiful follow-up shot by Lemon, meaning we do secure our 2nd hook stage onto Renato, and I believe... In saying that, Jen, actually, I think this actually might be win condition net, since we have secured 3 fresh hooks and our 4th stage on the board.
Correct, yes. So we did slightly overlook that initially, but we definitely do see that, yes, we have the 3 fresh hooks, which means that Scarlett takes the 1st set. Also, one little thing that I'd like to bring up again as well is... At the start, we had pretty much the exact mirror, like duplicate, I should say, of previous match, where we had 1 hook to 3 immediate gen pops. So they both teams started in pretty much the exact same spot, which both teams are doing such a phenomenal job.
Oh, 100%. With our last generator popping, Poor and Social has gone down over in our one corner, but as we mentioned and did do a bit of a slight overlook, our win condition was met, so we have honestly gone a bit above and beyond. And it does look like Poor and Social is going back into the basement, so I think this might be lights out for Unsocial. Yes, the remaining survivors have decided that they're going to take the outs with the win condition being met. Very well played by Lemon, a really strong performance, but in saying that, Unsocial also performed very well under the circumstances, especially with, as you mentioned, the mirrored results of 3 generators popping for our first chase as well. Very scary start for our killer players, but honestly, well played by both sides, both Survivor and Killer, for our first set of the night.
Absolutely. And as we move into another very short intermission, while we get ready for our set 2, where we have Unknown on Ormond Lake Mine, this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, this will be our very first Unknown set for Fogdown League Season 1. So I am extremely excited for this one. With that, we will be back after a very, very short intermission, so stay tuned. Won't be long.
Welcome back, everyone. We are on to our second set of our match between Obscura and Scarlett. We're on to Scarlett's choice with Unknown on Ormond Lake Mine, Fogbound League's first ever Unknown set, and a very good map for this killer as well. Definitely one that I've had personal experience on as well, getting spat on by this killer very much. Ooh, a bit of an unlucky spit on the snow pile though. And once again, I'm joined by the lovely league owner herself, Jen. Unknown on Ormond Lake Mine, Jen, what are your thoughts and are you excited for this match?
I am very, very excited. Honestly, when it came to like picking the map for Unknown, it was a very easy choice. You were in there with that conversation. It was very easy to pick Lake Mine for Unknown. It's such a fun map as well, and it's not seen often enough, I believe.
Definitely not, and obviously with main building being very elevated does give Unknown some really nice vantage points and some really cool spinning potentials with the UVX power. Ooh, Lara getting caught off with a nice double back by LV Duck. And we do hear Shack Motor in the background whirring away. I can't quite see who that was. That was slipping away over to our 3 side of the map or 4 side. But Lara still is in chase over at Shack, which means we do lose our progress on our Shack generator, which does sound like it's got some pretty good progress at the moment. But our Lara Viper has managed to clear their infection of UVX. Caster's Curse in saying that. She does get reinfected by UVX, but 8 seconds to clear, and this power is gone. And as this poor killer has gotten the reputation of the harmless, do we see a down coming through? We do with the delayed hitbox. I always crash out when I'm hit by that. But in saying that, we do have a gen that was being doubled, so our first generator has popped for the trial. And Rebecca Peaches is also about to pop another generator as well. So we do now have 2 gens popping, and I think that might have been our top side gens, meaning we no longer, I believe, have our usual 3 gen up on the top side. I think we can confirm that once we look top. Yes, we have. We've lost our 11 side gen, which means we only have the 1 main, and I believe that's 9 gen remaining for our sort of closest gens, so a bit of a rough split for Duck. Ooh, that would have been a beautiful shot if that hit. But in saying that, Viper is down in the basement, a very scary place to be against an Unknown, especially with all the clones around the bottom side of the map, meaning Duck can sort of travel up to the top side and get back down there very quickly. A nice shot onto Alucard, onto Luna, over the wall. That was beautifully played by Duck. Oh, we're pulling out power. Looks like we're going for a quick Unknown injured. Really nice. Are we going to get the 2-tap? I believe this is going to be a 2-tap, Jen.
What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hit there. Oh my goodness. This is like I'm really, really enjoying watching this gameplay. We truly need to have more Unknown sets. I will say this right now. We need more Unknown sets. This is actually, yes, that was beautiful.
Poor Rebecca also going down in Shack as well. This is tragedy for our survivors. We are being put back into the basement, and poor Viper got hit into deep wound, but did manage to slip away. And I believe we also saw Luna did get picked up as well, so At least we're starting to claw our way back into things. Our survivors still have 3 generators remaining, and our second fresh hook is now on the board. And we do have some pretty decent gen split distance as well. But I believe we still do have some clones. Yes, we do still have a clone backed by Shaq as well, so the pull on Rebecca is going to be a bit on the tough side, and we're a bit caught up on the edge map, and Lara gets hit through the wall. Beautiful shot by Duck, and it looks like we're going to be having another 2-tap. Poor Viper can't seem to catch a break, and it does look like we'll be picking up Viper, probably putting up onto our left side hook by May. Yes, we will be, and I would presume Duck's going to be looking at TPing back towards Shaq. We interrupt Alucard on a cleanse, meaning we almost get a hit with UVX. I don't think that Luna was actually prepared for that TP. And do we get a nice shot follow-up? No, we get the clear and unfortunately miss our shot. That would have been amazing if Duck was able to hit that, but we do get the pull onto Viper, and I'm hopeful that Luna is beelining for that basement to try and deny Peaches from going second. Otherwise, that will be another stage on the board. And, oh, this is a scary spot to be in for Viper. Oh, Rebecca goes second as well. There's just so much going on at the moment, Jen. We have Viper stuck in the corner of main at the pretty much I'm dead pallet. We've been weakened as well and goes down, so our tunnel out is dead, Jen. There is just so much going on.
There is... I'm lost for words. Oh my goodness. There has been so much that has occurred in the last 2 minutes. It has been non-stop. We see our first death with 5 generators, goodness me, 5 hook stages on the board now. We still have 3 generators left. Shaq is back down to, I believe that's around about the 35% mark. Luna goes down at Shaq. This then makes it our 6th stage on the board. We have Peaches, who is still currently injured at the moment. We see Unsocial is 3/4 of the way through, finished his gen. How do we feel that our survivors are going to go at the moment? It's looking a little bit dicey as we spot the... No, we don't spot the highest generator. I was mistaken. I thought main just there was actually the highest generator that Unsocial may have been working on, but he just popped 1. So we know that we've got 1 that has been finished, main with high progress, Shaq has been started, and I don't believe we saw much progress on 7 at all.
Oh, the fact that we've called off our Rebecca and Alucard, the Luna, over in the corner of Shaq. This is a bit scary, and Rebecca does not have endurance from being unhooked or anything, so we'll be going down and we'll be having our second death survivor with 2 gens remaining. In saying that, our generators are quite nicely split. Main and the concrete pipes down at 7 would be really nice generators to be splitting at the moment, but poor Luna is still injured. Hasn't been able to get a reset, and I think we've just found Unsocial's generator, but that main gen is whirring at the moment. Very good pressure from Unsocial, popping our one side gen and being able to get main to such high progress. But here's the thing, with Unknown, they can spend a lot of time just chilling on the front of main to let that gen regress and have a lot of line of sight on the map. And poor Luna was caught off the front of main, being slowed now, so I think Duck is on the hunt for Unsocial. This could potentially be a 4k2 if we cannot get Luna back up, or if Unsocial doesn't make a hatch attempt, which could still be on the table if our stealthing is on par and up to scratch. Oh, but we have unfortunately been caught on the edge map of 12, and that does mean I think Jen will be looking at a 4k2 for our first official Unknown set in Fogbound League. What a game so far.
LV Duck has really brought the pressure. Unfortunately, Survivor's not able to get to unhooks in time, has led to a little bit of a dicey situation. But yes, this will be a 4k2 as we will be moving on to a 4k3 win con.
Do we get the orbital? Oh, what a shot by LV Duck. I'd be giving notice as well. Oh my god. I would honestly uninstall if I got hit by a shot like that. That was beautiful. One of Unknown's recent changes was his vertical limit being removed. He can shoot directly up into the air, and Duck's showing a bit of bizarre and a bit of style with that final shot onto Unsocial. That was beautiful. What a good way to finish off our set and secure our 4K2 with poor Luna being fouled, trying to beeline towards Shaq to potentially make that hatch, but does get picked up at the mid of the map, and we do have a close by hook to be able to put Luna onto. So with that, 4K2 result for Dark, meaning that we need a 4K3 from Obscura. This has been an insane first ever showing of Unknown in Fogbound League, and to finish it off with an orbital shot like that, Jen, I'm honestly speechless at the moment.
That shot was beautiful. Like, honestly, someone clip it. That was sensational shot. With that, we'll be moving on to our second match of set two, where we'll be seeing Obscura on Killer and Scarlet on Survivors. So stay with us. We'll be back after a very short intermission.
Welcome back, everyone. We are on to our second game of our second set of our match tonight between Obscura and Scarlet, the Unknown on Ormond Lake Mine, Obscura now on Killer, and unfortunately due to a issue and a legendary skin being used, which as we have mentioned in our rule list, we are not permitted to use, Obscura need a 4K3 to win this set, as there will not be a tie condition due to a 0.5 penalty. So the pressure is going to be on for Obscura, which they do need to win this set to remain in this and make it to a tiebreaker. And unfortunately, we are getting our first down, which is very good for Obscura. But Jen, you're back with me in the casting booth. What are our thoughts? 4K3 on Unknown with no perks and add-ons.
It's definitely going to be a bit tricky, I will not lie. However, with a very, very quick early on hook stage, like as I've said before, anything is possible, Ghosty.
Definitely, and that was a very quick down for Obscura's Killer Luna. And a nice hook as well, being over by the 7 concrete pipes. Not really much space that a survivor can make. We do have our deep 6 filler pallet into Shack at least, so we do have some resources we can use to try and extend our chase at the moment. A nice infection by Luna, meaning Shack pallet unfortunately bites the dust, but we do see on the hub we have some motors cranking in the background. Oh, an unfortunate rebound on the window. That would have been a beautiful shot to hit and potentially led to not being downed, but they do have this deep 6 filler pallet, so if we can have a relatively good chase here, we could make it all the way up to our win condition, but unfortunately not will be going down. But with that, we will be getting our first generator pop by Merit over, I think that was at 1, but we are going back onto this hook down by 7, which, as I mentioned, is a very hard spot to get out of, especially once Unknown places their clone down, meaning that they can get back here incredibly fast, and we'll hopefully be seeing those purple fog effects popping up shortly. Yes, here it goes, charging up, and our clone is dropped. We have our return to sender clone dropped, but our second gen has popped in the background as well, so we are officially at our win condition. We are not allowed to let a single generator more go, otherwise Scarlet Gen will be taking our match.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see we've got a quarter of a generator completed at the moment by Dej. We have just gotten Lemon off the hook, waiting out that BT, potentially trying to get the UVX down. Lemon clears the little bubble first before we're able to get that down. Oh my goodness.
I generally think that Lemon's done a really good job though. That chase probably buys enough time for Merit to pop our last gen needed to take this set. Not being able to be interrupted because it looks like they're going to be going to pick Lemon up to remove them from the trial, but I would happily say that the team's pretty happy, and oh no, I've been Caster's Curse. A beautiful pallet save onto Lemon, meaning his chase is not over yet. And as I say that, fortunately for Obscura, the deathly sound of the third generator popping happens, meaning that Obscura unfortunately will not be taking this match. Scarlet have won this matchup but as we know, we still continue on and play for the best results. In saying that, a 4K3 is a very devastating result to have to try and match, especially with Unknown, the known as harmless killer, and nothing to support him perks or add-on wise as well. And Dave's in a, I was about to say in a bit of a rough spot, not really having much to use, but manages to clear, meaning we do make it down to that 11-side God palette, and do take a tag, but make a lot of distance over towards the water tower. Beautiful dodge, not having to use that palette yet, and Unknown looks to be dropping. Maybe going to check on the generators. Hasn't been around for a little bit, maybe see if they can catch someone off guard. But yeah, Jen, honestly, it was a very tough and steep ask, I feel, for Obscura. And we do see that main gem was our high progress gem, but Merit does manage to pop it and looks to be our next chase. But honestly, Jen, still a beautiful performance by Obscura with such a steep win condition.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, both teams tonight, they have played exceptionally well. I do know, if I'm not mistaken, this may have actually been Obscura's like first competitive game, which like they should be so incredibly proud of themselves. Both teams have played very, very well, and even though they did not take this match, they are not out of the running yet. They still have the opportunity to make it to finals, as they will be moving down into the losers bracket. But we do know that that's not the end of it. That is absolutely not the end of things.
It is definitely not. A very good performance by both Obscura and Scarlet today, and especially since I believe that Unknown was Scarlet's pick as well, so definitely a set that they would have been feeling very comfortable on. But overall, both teams have definitely been performing tonight. As much as it's sad to see Obscura have to go down to the losers bracket, I'm sure that they can have a really good running still, especially with being a fairly new team going against Scarlet, which from what I've gathered and know about this team are getting there with their experience themselves. But overall, a beautiful performance by both sides. And honestly, good sports over round. And yeah, honestly, just very unfortunate that LV Duck was able to put up that really nice, strong performance and lock in that 4K2. Because even if we didn't have that penalty, 4K2 on Unknown is very scary to have to deal with. And the other sets, honestly, was a beautiful sight to behold. Like, I couldn't ask for much more out of these two sets. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Jen, if you'd like to finish things off.
Yeah, well, again, I once again want to commend both teams tonight. They played exceptionally well. Ghosty, it has been an absolute pleasure casting with you. And chat, thank you so much for sticking around. We do have another matchup later on tonight at 11:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Times with Nythera versus Non-Sathian, with the sets of Myers, Wraith, and Demogorgon. How are we feeling about those matches?
I'm very excited, Jen, honestly. I think with, I believe what I heard just then, if I'm not deaf in the ears, I believe we have a Myers set coming up, which
We
I think that
indeed
might be
do.
the first Myers set I believe that has appeared in Fogband League as our unknown set was tonight, and that's going to be a definite interesting set to see. First time ever seen Myers, and I won't lie, I've been running into a few today, so I'm interested to see how the teams go with it in a competitive setting. And I think Myers was one of our killers, if I'm not wrong, Jen, that has add-ons. So I'm interested to see what add-ons we've chosen as well, if I'm not wrong by that. But no, very excited for our next match, if it's just as exciting as tonight's match has been. But with that, I
Yeah.
think that that's everything I've got to say for tonight. So I will leave things with you.
Thank you, thank you. And no, Myers actually doesn't have add-ons, but he is on Hawkins. So that does give him just that little bit of an advantage there, especially with his stealth aspects to his power. Now that we know with the Myers rework that has recently been done, that just adds that little bit extra eeriness to him, even without perks and add-ons. So thank you so much, everyone. This concludes tonight's first segment of our streaming. We will be signing off for now, but we will be back on again at 11:30 p.m. So please make sure that you come and support our SEA teams, Nythera and Non-Sathian, at 11:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Times.